How are you? This is Dr. Damaris Maria Grossman, and I just wanted to kind of add in to the allergy conversation, the nutrition. As I've discussed with individuals, that I'm a functional medicine practitioner, and I am in my certification training, and I talk about functional nutrition. And functional nutrition is the importance of high quality foods, phytonutrient diversity, and using and identifying imbalances with individuals and clients, and wanting them to get to their highest potential. And in that, I know I previously have talked about allergens, right? And the thing is, with allergens and within the body, we are can be triggered by certain foods. So the histamine response from allergens is very important to understand with what you put into your body. So I did talk about nutrition very briefly, but I'm just going to kind of go over what those histamine responses happen, because as a healthcare provider trying to really get you the most beneficial resources and information, um, we need to understand where these prevalence of chronic disease comes up, where our lifestyle management and prevention can help, and how can we change with what we put into our body. So that's just part of the approach in this integrative and whole health approach. And here discussing, triggers and that response. Sometimes we're sensitive. So there's allergens, food sensitivities, and within the body. And it gets a little like complicated. Some people will be like, I have an allergy, I have a sensitivity, I can't tolerate something, right? So there's the severe allergies where someone has a anaphylactic or like throat closing response, or a inflammatory response within the lungs where they can't breathe, and it's a life-threatening allergen. And that is severely something you don't want to take light with. Okay. I'm generally talking about these chronic histamine responses and allergen responses or sensitivities that may cause seasonal allergies like a runny nose, itchy hives, or may have like an actual eczema or um, inflammatory response. And things that happen are, and symptoms of the histamine response, like it could be anything from food, it could be from the environment, it could be from leftover things, it could be from your what you've eaten, what you have been exposed to, but certain things that can cause it. Like for example, so these are symptoms of knowing that you have a response. Is I have previously said is runny nose. Also, it's kind of like itchiness, redness, flushing. Maybe you're even going to have a sensitivity. So sometimes you notice, like for me, it's lactose, dairy, and also the casein. So any type of gas, pain, diarrhea, nausea, vomiting could be caused. Sometimes it's just an upset or brain fog. And then sometimes it's just absorption. It can mess up your entire overall regulation within the body. So then you then need to do almost like a full gut protocol and have a change. So sometimes those inflammatory response can be significant. Respiratory wise, as I had spoken, severe respiratory issues could be, some have asthma, some could just be breathing, some could have severe life threatening. And that's, you don't want to get to that point. And if it is that, obviously you're going to avoid those. Cardiac, some people have increased or lower blood pressure, abnormal heart rates due to the inflammatory response. Nervous system, sometimes there's headaches, dizziness, fainting, and even hormonal changes. That could be anything from cramping, body aches, and discomfort and joint pain. Things that cause this on a nutritional aspect in your proteins would be like, so anything that's processed. So cheeses, such as like Gouda cheeses, the dark cheeses, goat cheese could even do it, even though I love goat cheese. The softer cheeses can. Um, Seafood, anything in the realm of like shellfish, usually is shrimp, things of that nature. Meats, usually the processed meats of like pork, sausage, smoked meats. Eggs, actually egg whites, eggs. Sometimes people are very allergic to that. And tempeh or miso. Just this sense of sensitivity. And unless you do some food sensitivity testing or allergen testing, you don't know. And I know that there is people that will tell you that allergen food sensitivity testing may not be effective, but there is research and known that when your body is exposed to certain things, they will have a response. And some people may think it doesn't mean anything, but it does. There is long-term effects. Some people may be allergic to certain type of nuts, which that's pretty big. Wheat, that's a huge one, or a non. So they may not necessarily be celiac, which is completely cannot break down wheat, but others they're non sensitive, they're non gluten sensitivity, and that's because of the way the wheat has been processed in America. And most of the foods, unless you go on a gluten free or modified, certain fruits can actually have I think majority of the dirty fruits, there's on the EWG site, it has like the dirty dozen, and then the healthy ones. That comes down to about how it's where it's being grown, how it's being processed, is it organic, not organic, and is there pesticides. So if you can wash your fruits or place them in like a clean, like you can clean them, you could rid some of that. And then beverages wise, is anything excess. So what are there's a lot of ingredients in a lot of our foods now. So just because it says gluten-free, dairy-free, sugar-free, what have you, fat-free, really read the labels and understand what you're putting into your body, because a lot of those excess ingredients have a histamine response and inflammatory response. And then that also can trigger your seasonal or your allergies in general. So it's just a quick overview. There's a lot more involved in this, but we'll talk further about that in another educational module. But if you have any questions, reach out, and I look forward to talking with you. And it's great speaking and discussing more stuff. So any questions you have or anything you want to talk about or anything, reach out and I'd love to discuss it with you. Talk to you soon. Bye.